Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. Not really sure what we're going to talk about today. Figure we'll just kind of freestyle it. I thought this was kind of a funny post from Alan Superior Court. Good to see you, Carol Murray. Good morning, Bass Girl. Kevin. Kevin says, Happy birthday to Abby. She would have turned 20 years old today. Everyone drop a heart for her. That was nice of you, Kevin. Wow, that's crazy to think of. 14 at the time would be 20. Good to see you, Beach Fairy. Frank Meister, what up? Hope everybody has their morning cup of joe. Today we are going black. The last 3 days I've been making vanilla iced coffee. Take a little bit of vanilla extract, maybe 2 spoons of sugar, some whole milk. That's probably about a cup there. And then maybe 3 cups of coffee. Mix that all together. Pour it over some crushed ice. The Sleuth Special. What's up, Marbles? Yes, please hit the thumbs up if you could. Yo, what up, Tech Death? GP, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Jill. Jill and Jill. Good morning, Beth. Jerry, good morning. Phil with the heart. True Crime Housewife, what's up? Legion says, I wish Richard Allen could be reminded of that birthday he took away. I'd love to be the one to remind him. Sounds violent. Yeah, isn't that crazy? 20 years old. Wow. Where were you in 2017? Seems like such a long time ago. Hey, what's up, Copper? Marvel says unfiltered honey and creamer. Yeah, that sounds really good. I like to put honey in my coffee and my tea. You guys can hear me okay, right? Tech Death is ready to party. Something tells me you don't need the coffee after that. Good morning, Gail. Beautiful one. Hello. Beach Fairy says, more of a spliff person myself. Yeah, I had a nice binger. You guys know what that is? Rusky says, I'm in a meeting. We'll replay crew this time. Well, make sure you leave a comment and we'll get back to you. Let me see what I got on the agenda. What was I looking at? So I rewatched the Murder Sheets interview with Kagan Klein. So I yanked that transcript and I highlighted some pieces. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the upcoming document release being promoted apparently now by Allen County's Twitter account. Very interesting. And then looks like we're just going to talk about facts and things that we know about Richard Allen that I've kind of gathered up. And where do we stand with Richard McClellan early on, basically wanting the document sealed, stating there was other actors possibly involved. Is that where they still are now? Have things changed now that he's somewhat confessed? We don't know if that's under duress or not. But I mean, maybe have things changed, I guess is a good question. Okay, so Judge Gold let it be known, hey, we will be releasing some of these documents. I need to go through them with a fine tooth comb. I will release them or leave a link on the Twitter for Allen Superior Court. Now, I don't know if this is a tactic, just to bring some attention to their Twitter page. If so, kudos. I don't see any issues with that. Twitter is a great way to communicate with the public. But I did think this was kind of funny here. I think they put this yesterday. Greetings to the nearly 300 new followers. So that's all you guys, basically, including me. So they say, greetings to the nearly 300 new followers we have picked up over the past 24 hours. You bloodlusters. Diener's like, I tried to warn you. We assume that most of you are looking for information on the unsealing of documents in state of Indiana versus Richard Allen. Here's a quick update. Let's see. And they say here, a thorough review of case file is continuing. There is no estimated time currently available on when that might be complete. When it is complete, an update on the availability of unsealed documents will be posted here. So I thought that was really funny. 300 new subscribers. I'm pretty sure most of you in the chat are included in that number. I know I am. All right, let me pull up the transcript from the murder sheet. It was mostly Anya Kane talking with Kagan. I thought she did a pretty good job. Let's see. So this is just a quick little screenshot. I think they did post this video, I think a day or two ago, and you can watch this on they have a website and they posted to their YouTube channel. It's pretty interesting just kind of being able to watch him and his facial expressions as he answers some of the questions. But they were very strategic in the way they asked questions. So here I have the transcript up on my end, and I'm just going to kind of scroll to the areas that I have highlighted. They start out the conversation just kind of saying, hey, we talked to your girlfriend, and we understand that's why you want to speak with us, because she had some negative remarks. His dad had some negative remarks. He just wanted his chance to respond to all that. And I think most of it had to do with I would say Them basically saying that he should do life in prison or something like that. Did you guys vote on the poll? I'm gonna close it down a little bit. Give me a second here. I think I'm frozen on my end. Give me one moment. All right. There we are. For some reason, my chat was frozen. So let me go ahead and catch up on chat here. Sophia, hello. Shout out to Beth, Phil Bond, Camaro Lover, Timmy, Rain Dancer. Who am I missing? Carol, Ruckus, good to see you. Glitterbean, what's up? And Mike Essery. I believe that his admission to the crime were to distance himself from being the knife man. Good morning, Susie. Okay, there we go. All right, let me see if I can put this in context here. So they're asking, when you know two people you were once very close to are sort of saying that kind of something harsh, that you deserve harsh punishments. Keegan's like, well, I completely understand why they say that. Right. But due to my dad, I mean, it's just crazy. Because I mean, I was with him that day. He knows I didn't do that. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy that he would say that because I don't know if you can look up his charges or whatever on apps or whatever. But I mean, he's been charged with a lot of really messed up things with children, And I really didn't. Me personally, I haven't seen anything crazy online. I think there was something a long time ago, and that's been talked about. But he's talking about like there's all these charges. I don't, and that could be true. I haven't seen any proof of that. But he says here, been charged with a lot of really messed up things, even with children. You know what I mean? So it's like him saying that. It's just like I don't know. It blows my mind. Right. I will say, in fairness, I believe your dad also noted that he did not think you were involved with the murders. So I'm just scrolling through here to see what I've highlighted. He also says here, Kagan says, yeah, and I mean, I got that paperwork and I read some of it. I mean, there's stuff that says on the devices, on every single device, my dad's logged in with his email. And there's messages that say, hey, will you Skype me? There's only been one Skype ever on those phones, and it's TK, whatever the numbers are. So I thought that was interesting. See what else here. It's like a 20-minute conversation. If you haven't seen it, I mean, I definitely would go check it out. Um, and I thought this was kind of a sneaky approach by Anya. Is it Anya? Anya? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Um, it says here, we're not going to ask you about Delphi. We respect the boundaries. Um, I do want to go over this more of like kind of a big picture question, though. Not specifically about the case. I mean, do you feel you have information to speak with authorities on that case? Um, Kagan says, I've already tried. They don't want to hear anything I have to say. I've met with the prosecutor there, and I mean, you've met with Nick McClellan? Yeah. Can you tell us anything about that? What he was like or what that experience was like? I mean, he's a real nice guy. I mean, he's really super nice. And this is big. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I can't really get into any more details, what I mean, but that's understandable. He was a real nice guy, and yeah, I met with everyone. Do you have a sense about why they don't want to hear it? This is just kind of a broad, big picture question. They just said they don't believe me. Okay. They can't corroborate what I said pretty much. So it's not that they don't believe him, they can't verify it, it seems like. I wonder if that has anything to do with the search. And what does he mean by, I met everybody? Like, what does that mean? And guys, and I do apologize. For some reason, I'm having an issue with my chat here. It's like frozen. Here, I'll finish reading this last little piece and then I'll try to fix it one more time. And then the murder sheet asks, but I'm curious, did you know Richard Allen? No. Okay. Now, people said that he worked in Peru or lived in Peru around whatever year. I can't remember, but someone on some podcast was saying, oh, well, he lived right down the road from him in 2000. I think for like, dude, I was 10, 9 or 10 years old. Why would I know a grown man? And then they ask, is there anything you want to state, on the record about anything? Like, basically, do you want to plead your case to the public? He doesn't say, hey, I wasn't involved in the murders of Abby and Libby. I didn't have anything to do with that. He doesn't say that at all. But he says this: when I get to prison, I definitely will send you a letter because I want to talk about some of the Delphi stuff. But right now, I don't think that would be smart to do. Okay. But after I'm sentenced, see, it's almost like he's doing his best to comprehend what McClelland has asked him to do. Like, keep your mouth shut. You can't, if he's involved, if they're going to talk with him after. Now, let's see. But after I'm sentenced, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would like to say a few things for sure about that. We're very curious about what you have to say. Yeah, and we would definitely welcome the chance for some of that clarification. So, yeah, that would be great. So you say they basically just don't believe you what you're saying. Not that they don't believe me, but they can't corroborate. They said they can't corroborate it in a court of law. Let's see. Yeah, and that's about it. So give me a minute. I'm gonna try to refresh this so I can keep up with you guys in chat. This is all locked up here. Well, hopefully that helps. What's up, Brad? Boston, good to see you. Regis, what's going on? Knockface says, I don't think Richard Allen was an angry guy per se. I believe this was a targeted attack. True crime housewife, do you think they are trying to make him feel comfortable until he is sentenced, then lower the boom on him? No, I just think that like you shouldn't be tried in public, but public opinion plays a big part in everything. Plays a big part in morale too. So if you have the public and they're just like, "Oh man, you're a horrible monster," we all know you did it. But if everybody's like, "Hey man, we know you're innocent. Like we're all here with you. You can pull through." You're going to pick up on that energy and you're going to try to fight the case. What's up, Maserati? We might have two trolls here. Get them out. Good point, Brad. 38 likes, 150 people watching. Little scrubby. So if you guys are just joining us, we started out by covering the documents that are going to be released. And who knows when? They don't really give you an estimated time. Could be later today for all we know. So Allen's Superior Court. This is from their Twitter. Greetings to the nearly 300 new followers. And I'm sure that includes all of you guys and myself also. We have picked up over the past 24 hours. We assume that most of you are looking for information on the unsealing of the documents in state of Indiana versus Richard Allen. Here's a quick update. And I think there's a little more information down here. A thorough review of the case file is continuing. There is no estimated time currently available on when that might be complete. When it is complete, an update on the availability of unsealed documents will be posted here. That is Allen's Superior Court. Marble says, did they ask him what was in the river? No, but they did mention the search briefly. They were saying there was a lot of weird stuff going on around that time, and it was almost like he couldn't talk about it. But I thought it was interesting for Kagan to say, yeah, I met with everybody. Like, what does that mean? I met with everybody. Like everybody? It was almost like he sees a future with this group. I'm going to be dealing with these people for a while. I met with everybody. Everybody that has the key to his future. This is everybody. And he was talking about McClelland and all these people. Um, and I think they even mentioned something about potentially receiving a deal. Mike says, I believe the motive was to avoid being exposed. In what way, Mike? Like they were going to tell on him? Hey, it's High Cheekbone Kent. Good to see you. Shout out to Vancouver, Washington. Good to see you. There is always hope. Good morning. Possible he was part of the KK ring, but why no gag order for KK? It sounds like there is. And if he's not, I don't know if they could. If he's not part of the actual case yet, I don't know how you could, but it sounds like there might be. He didn't really say anything. He's like, I can't talk about that. After he even said after my case is finalized, I can talk about it. I'll write you a letter. It's almost like, hey, you have to wait until this is complete, and then we'll get into that. Tattoo, good to see you. Yeah, that's the part I can't get over, Kent. Anthony Shots the day of communicating with Libby, and then after the crime says, "Yeah, I was supposed to meet that girl there that day, but she never showed up." And then we have Richard Allen, if he is the bridge guy, which I'm pretty sure that he is, running up and down those trails as if he's there for a reason, you know? So if Anthony Shots is saying, "Hey, I was supposed to meet that girl," Anthony Shots is saying, "I went there, but she didn't show up there, but I was there." Okay. Who else was there though? Who was physically there? The man in the blue coat, right? On the bridge and the gun, kidnapping the two girls that ended up dead, that wound up dead shortly after that. So you have Anthony Shots saying I was supposed to meet them there. And then you have Anthony Shots who is meeting them there, or excuse me, Richard Allen, who apparently is actually meeting them there. So I find that really strange. The girls left for the bridge at 1:30. Richard Allen apparently got to the CPS building at around 1:27. I don't think that was a coincidence. He beat them there, or he was almost trying to meet them there. Like, okay, you're there? Perfect. . 517 Kells, good morning. Darren Barber investigates. What up? Sleuth, what are your thoughts on KK saying Nick McClelland was a nice guy? I said it twice. I find it very strange. I find it, well, not strange. I find it interesting. He called them everybody. I met with everybody. Nicholas McClelland, he's a nice guy. I have a feeling that Nick is just trying to school him. Like, look, man, you can't talk if you're going to be involved in this, you can't talk about this case until you're done over there. I can't even talk with you. No, he's probably just trying to keep him on ice. Like, look, man, we can't talk about this right now. But I promise you, as soon as you're all done here and you're all finished up with this case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this settled. And we're going to listen to what you have to say. We're going to put some energy into it. Thank you, Kent. I appreciate your support, man. Thanks for participating in the chat as well. Thank you. Is Always Hope says he was allowed to have calls from random internet YouTubers. Do you think they would risk him blowing it? Something is not right with this connection. I have more concern that G is connected that than KK. Yeah, I mean that's possible. That's definitely a possibility. Considering what we know about him now. And if you're talking about Garrett Kurtz, right? I mean, now we know he's basically a cold-blooded killer. He could have victims that we don't even know about. And then there's two girls that are dead in a place that he's very familiar with. Thanks, Mike. Morning, Rebecca. Okay, so let's go through all the information that we've gathered on who Richard Allen is. On November 19th, 1991, he and Kathy Allen got married. They have one daughter together. In 1994, Kathy gave birth to their daughter. In 2003, he had a seatbelt violation in Miami County. In 2005, he had a speeding ticket in Fulton County, Indiana. In 2006, he and Kathy bought a house in Delphi. The house is half a mile from Delphi Community Middle School and 2.5 miles from the Monon High Bridge. In 2011, he had a speeding ticket in Jasper County, Indiana. On November 19th, 2016, Kathy took to Facebook to share a video of him inside their car. In the caption, she said, he fell asleep in the car while waiting for Kathy to finish shopping at Von Maur at Castleton Square Mall in Indianapolis, Marion County, Indiana. I think I have that video. Hold on. I don't know. It's kind of strange because he has a little booklet, and it looks like it's a crossword puzzle. But it's strange that it's a little book. Almost looks like there's something hidden inside of it. Look, maybe like a photo. Neighbors reported seeing small booklets taken from his home. That's a small booklet. And he kind of looks like he kind of jumps. Watch. Look how big his eyes are. Ah! And he closes it. There's the demon. There you are. Hey, Sensei, what's up? Hey, Denise. Not that G. Oh, what G? Hey, nicely done. What's up? Welcome. Boston says, could KK have sold girls' info to many men? Yeah, that's a scary thought. Like, imagine just putting out this information and then, you have multiple sickos coming after you. That's terrifying. Ann Vroom is saying, I'm beginning to think the seatbelt violations are something law enforcement hands out to tag somebody for creepy behavior. Like somebody's like, hey, I'm reporting a strange vehicle. And then law enforcement gets behind them or zips by them and they see a broken tail light or any kind of small infraction, then they have the right to pull you over. I hope so. Mike says, why was the Klein house raided twice for Delphi, and why did TK and KK change Facebook dates to distance themselves? Yeah. Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir on that one. But I think it's like time will tell. It's one of those situations when it comes to that topic. Time will tell. And only Richard Allen and potentially the other side of that coin can tell us the truth. Hey, Cold Truth, I missed you. How are you? If I missed you guys in chat, sorry about that. All right, let's continue on here. He is accused of murdering Delphi Community Middle School students Abigail Joyce Abby Williams, 13, and Liberty Rosalind Libby German, 14, who disappeared on the Monon High Bridge on February 13th, 2017. Okay, we know all this information. Here, I have more. I think I have quotes from people that actually know him. Okay, so it says here, and these are just my notes, so they might sound kind of crappy, considering I have the grammar of like an 8-year-old. He played pool at the now closed JC's Bar and Grill. Bob Matlock, who owned JC's Bar and Grill until he closed it late last year, can't fathom how the regular patron he knew ended up in this position. Alan and his wife came in 3 to 4 times a week, laughed with the other regulars, partook in the occasional somber conversation about what happens to the teens, about what happened to the teens and how awful it must be for the families. Their families too were patrons of the bar, Matlock said. So I find that very disturbing. Imagine you're sitting there with your child's killer and they're talking to you about how awful it is, and how they're there for you. And they couldn't imagine if something like this was to happen, what you must be going through. That's a good point, Rhonda. And I think that was in December of 2016. It might have been 2018. I could be wrong. Yeah, Gail, he kind of went evil there for a second. He had that look of disdain. Hey, Steffa. All right, let's see what else we got here. The 2 suspect drawings released over the years hung on the bulletin board in the bar. There's a picture floating around Facebook of Alan standing near the drawings, Matlock said. No one ever thought there was a connection. Matlock is still skeptical. They were a good family couple, Matlock said of Alan and his wife. That's what I guess was the biggest shock. Allen, in 1991, a graduate of North Miami Senior High School in Miami County, as confirmed by the district superintendent, Kenneth Hansen. Let's see, this is in quotes. I'm not sure who by. I've seen him numerous times working at CVS, but never thought he was the guy. Christy Connor commented on the News and Reviews live stream post from the press conference. I thought he was an odd character, though. Let's see here. I've seen him numerous times working at CVS, but never thought he was the guy. Christy Connor commented on the news and reviews live stream posts from the press conference. When I will go into CVS as a customer myself, he would say, "Do you need any help?" I would be like, "No." And that was Chandler Underhill, the manager of the local brick and mortar pub, where he said Mr. Allen was a regular. And didn't Abby's mom work there at the brick and mortar pub? Man, that's messed up. Mr. Underhill said that Mr. Allen always seemed normal when he would come into the pub where he works. I would talk. He wouldn't say much. He seems like a normal guy, he said. One of my servers was telling me that he wouldn't speak much. So he seems like a quiet guy. It just doesn't really make much sense. Beach Fairy's asking, did you guys that were looking into possible pool leagues find anything in the end? No. I mean, anything. I've been looking at old yearbooks, school records, anything between like 1987 and 1991. High school photos, football games, parties. I mean, something's got to be out there. Support with Steph was asking, did they say that Richard Allen bought meth? No, I haven't heard anything like that as far as drug use. But there was a video that Thomas Frost and the Inquisitor put out with him playing pool. And if you watch it, it looks like he sneaks out. Like he's in there and he's kind of talking. He's being social. He's looking around. And then somebody kind of whispers in his ear. I think it might even be his wife. And then he sneaks out, comes back in, and he's just hugging the pole. Like he's high or something. So I think there might be evidence of drug use in that video. Exactly, Kevin. And the thing is, we don't know if who he's talking to. You know, we know that other people were using Kagan's devices. You know, was that Kagan looking up the Delphi case? Who was on the phone looking up DNA? You know, things like that. Who's using the device? Who's using his device to communicate with Libby? Is it him? Maybe some of it is him, but maybe some of it's not. And if it's not Kagan, I mean, we really got to talk about who this person could be. Because this is the person that was communicating with Libby the day that she died and said, hey, I was supposed to meet her there. And we also know that the person in custody was acting like he was meeting somebody there. What's up, Chief? Yeah, I saw the reports of that, but I also read what it says here. And this is where they're going to release the documents is Allen Superior Court. And they just posted this, I think it was last night. Says there is no estimated time of arrival. When they're done, they're done. Says here, a thorough review of the case file is continuing. So when they're done going through the documents, redacting certain things and saying, hey, we can release this, we can't release that, that's when they're going to release the documents. And I'm pretty sure they're very busy. Welcome back, Frank. Night Shadow, what's up? Yeah, the quiet ones. I wonder if he was just like always on edge, you know? He was always ready to snap, but he was always under the watchful eye, of his wife. From what I hear, he was married right out of high school. Let's say he was on the edge and for whatever reason didn't get married. He would have much more time on his own in his fantasy, So maybe he was always ready to snap. He just needed an opportunity to be out on his own. Little privacy. Yep, Stefa. No estimated time. Hey, what's up, Derek? Hope you're having a great day. Okay, so I think we're going to spend the last 10 minutes discussing this. Hey, good to see you, Jamie. I think 20 is what I was hearing. All right, let's read this small piece of an article. The PC is almost always considered a public document, but has been sealed pending the outcome of a court hearing that took place yesterday. At that hearing, the Carroll County prosecutor told Goal he believes Allen is not the only one responsible for the murders, and that investigators want the PC to remain sealed to prevent harm to their ongoing investigation. The prosecutor also said he thinks releasing the PC would jeopardize the privacy and safety of witnesses and contribute to what he described as chaos surrounding the case. So we have the recent admissions from Richard Allen, and now we have the documents being released. Does that mean that McClellan no longer believes there's other actors? Or um, is he still subscribing to that? I mean, why hasn't he addressed that? They went 6 years, and apparently their suspect was working at a CVS, ringing up the sheriff's department, which is up the street, for their Gatorades and their coffee and God knows what else, filling their prescriptions. If there's other actors, why aren't they? What are they doing about it? I mean, hey, good to see you, Freckled Joy. Yeah, Freckled. Apparently, he's made 5 to 6 confessions. Apparently, he can communicate on his tablet, and I believe he said something to his wife and maybe some other people. What exactly he said, I'm not sure. Hey, what's up, Bogey? Nicely done says, when I hear Kagan Klein say they can't corroborate his story. It makes me wonder if that's because he's lying or because he's too stupid to think of something to provide proof. Yeah, and I don't know. I think he might just be too stupid to give the murder sheet a good cover story, but I think he was asked to be quiet about it. I mean, why would he say, I spoke with everybody? Like, everybody what? Everybody? Something about that word that he used. Yeah, I've spoken with everybody. Everybody that what? Everybody that's going to seal your fate or protect your future? What do you mean, everybody? You spoke with everybody. It's like, hey, man, if you're going to give us what you say you're going to give us, or if what you're saying is true, we're going to take care of you. Just we need you to stay patient and we will take care of you. But you need to wait until all your stuff is finished. Your CSAM case. And also, nobody talks about the fact that shouldn't um, Libby be one of his CSAM cases? Shouldn't he? Doesn't he have any charges from that? Yeah, Yvonne, he did. Yeah, and what if he used those little books to hide stuff in? He had apparently he had some photography stuff in the shed. He had access to the Photoshop at the CVS. I mean, what if he just bought these little books and hid like images in them? He looked like he was trying to hide something right there. When his wife walked up to the car, like he was looking out of the corner of his eye while he was flipping the book closed. Dorm room essentials. Yikes. It's that time, huh? Let's see. State's Channel 4 News. New judge and documents released to court website next week. Have a great day, Derek. Good to hear from you. Jamie says KK was making bank off the notoriety. Look how much weight he gained. That's some serious honey bun money. Yeah, that's a honey bun for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, guys, we're gonna hang out for about 5 more minutes. May or may not be live later. I will let you guys know. What's that, Kay? I don't know how anybody could look at the pixelated altered video and say beyond a reasonable doubt. What do you mean? I don't think it's just the video. The guy said he was there. Okay, he said, let's just put it into perspective. There's 3 witnesses that say they saw him there. Richard Allen was there and said he saw those 3 witnesses. Now, the 3 witnesses that saw him say that that's the guy from Libby's video. They don't know if it's Richard Allen or not, but they know he's the guy that's seen in Liberty's video. They're like, hey, that's the guy we seen walking the trails. So if Richard Allen is saying I saw those 3 girls and I was wearing a blue jacket possibly and blue jeans and something on my head, And yeah, I was there at that time. I did see those three girls. Yeah, they saw me. Did you go out on the bridge? Yeah, I went out on the bridge, but I didn't see the two victims. Okay. Well, it's not just some video. Like there's witnesses. It's 100% that Richard Allen is that guy on that bridge. And if he's the guy on the bridge, that means that he pulled a gun out on Abby and Libby and then they wound up dead. So I don't know why you keep coming on here and leaving these types of comments. Like, what are you trying to prove? I don't get it. What are you trying to say? Like he's being falsely accused and set up? The guy is basically already confessing to it. Freckled says, my daughter is going to Berkeley in fall. Congratulations. I have a nervous breakdown every day getting her ready. Yeah, it's got to be tough. I don't even want to think about that. Kevin says, if he didn't say he was there, I'd say it'd be a coin toss. Yep, I agree. But it's not just the video that we have. I mean, you could throw that video out and he's still in big trouble. Yeah, I seen that part, uh, Goat Dog. I did my own close look at that video and I knew that it was a crossword puzzle, but there may be something hidden inside the book. Now, maybe he has like a couple photos in there and he hides them. Like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just messing around on this crossword puzzle here. You got it, Rhonda. You guys, that's going to do it for today. Appreciate you hanging out. I hope you're having a great Friday. Have a safe weekend. Like I said, we may go live later tonight just to hang out, just to do, a whatever type stream. If you could hit the thumbs up, please, on the way out, I'd appreciate that. And consider becoming a member. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, let's go ahead and close that poll out. All right. The poll question. I think we can all agree Richard Allen is the bridge guy. Question is, why did he do it? 57% said KK and the Anthony Shots profile do play some kind of role in this crime. 18% said Richard Allen secretly knew the girls. He was there to silence them. Random act, 17%. And 8% of you said, I'm not convinced that the bridge guy is Richard Allen. You got it, Jerry. Thanks for hanging out, guys.